I figured it out, guys. I figured it out. So, let me do this intro for the third time, because you guys don't know, I've done this same intro like 3 times already, because I'm trying to figure out how to go live here. How long have I been doing YouTube now? I still need to learn how to go live here. let me just check quickly. How long have I been doing YouTube? March. So since March, I've been doing YouTube. My very first video, I suppose, was actually a live stream, and I still don't know how to do live streams. So yeah, I've had to do this intro like 3 times because I wasn't live. Professional streamer, guys. I'm a professional streamer. Anyhow, that's besides the point. As you can see here, we've got this open. And what did I actually title this stream again? I'm waffling now, aren't I? And City's to-do list, that's what I titled this. So, Dasilt, to answer your early question. Well, this is basically a new series that I'm gonna try to do, which I don't know if I'm gonna do it every Wednesday or every Friday. I'll see, but I'm gonna try to do a stream about once a week where I'm just talking about Man City. It's not a watch long, it's not a anything like that. I'm just trying to figure out how does Man City get like maybe its system to work better, what can change at Man City, what has been recent problems. So that's what this is. This is pretty much just live football analysis with a chat to talk to me, because normally in my videos, when I do previews or stuff like that, it is always aimed at a specific game. But this is more so a preview. I suppose not really a preview, but something that I can talk about as a general plan for the Man City in the future, not for a specific game. So that's what this is. And I don't know how frequently I do it. I'll try about once a week, but we'll see. We will see how much time I have and stuff. University and stuff is a bit in the way of YouTube sometimes. So university takes precedence, of course. So we'll see how much time I have. But I'll try to do this about once a week. And as you can see here, I titled the stream to-do list. I didn't give any thumbnail. Don't know if I don't really know what to put as a thumbnail, but don't really know if I need one for this. But I want to talk about Man City's plan and what trophy we should go for here in this stream. And maybe what to do in the January transfer window. I'm not going to talk too much yet about maybe the future of Man City. But what maybe I can talk about here to start the stream off on is these 2 players. And let me fix your color, mates. Because they are no longer in injury prison. They should, important to specify that, they should be back. Fit. Should. That's a big if. Now, I'm doing fine, by the way, Rosal. Thank you for asking. But if everything goes to plan, these 2 players, Ake and De Bruyne, are both not going on an international break. They will be back afterwards, according to what Pep Guardiola has said. Now, that is quite beautiful. And here is why, yeah? We really need them. Not really for quality reasons, because, let's be honest, De Bruyne, at his current age, still very clutch, don't get me wrong, but Foden is equally good, in my opinion, to De Bruyne at this point. And Ake is also not the best player that we have here. Guardiola is probably better, but it just gives us back that depth, which we really had before this injury crisis. And that is why I'm very happy to see these 2 back. That will define how we go through the future here for Man City into this transfer window, into the transfer window in January, I suppose, but also throughout the season. Now let's hope to not get too many more injuries. Of course, Haaland gets an injury. It's a bit tough, but I think we can manage. I'm looking at Matheus Nunes to play in a false 9 or striker role, or Foden false 9. We will figure that out, but yeah, so we will figure that out, but I think other than that, we are mostly fine. I mean, Kovacic is out here. We have Gundogan. Or Gundogan is out. we have O'Reilly or Stones, like we can get desperate, I suppose. But I think for the most part, without players coming back now from injury, we are mostly fine. We just have to figure out that system without Rodri, but Pep can do that. Like, Pep was not bored with Rodri at Man City. Like, he's played without Rodri, and he'll continue to do so. So, I believe that Pep can figure it out. What I do think, however, is from what I've seen so far this season from Pep Guardiola's tactics, is we will probably see this type of lineup be very reoccurring, with probably De Bruyne and Foden fighting for the minutes. I assume they might start together if we're trying to break down a long block, but otherwise we might see something like this with De Bruyne out, Foden here, and then, let's say, I don't know, Gundogan maybe in there, or maybe Bernardo Silva, and then you can of course play with your wingers. But that's pretty much the basic lineup that I'm expecting here throughout the season. Now, the Man City to-do list, we will get to that after I answer this question here by Wim. And my prediction is that... did I not upload my week schedule yet? I believe I did, but I'll check that. My apologies. Yeah, before I go into Man City, I'll answer Wim's question. Westerlo Club Brugge. I'll go Club Brugge to win 1-2 because I'm staying optimistic, but I'm not very optimistic, so I'll go Club Brugge to win 1-2. That's my prediction. But, so this is the basic lineup that I'm expecting for Man City throughout the season. What is our to-do list? I've been waffling now for a few minutes. Let me actually get to the point of the stream here. I want Manchester City to do 3 things. And we'll talk about trophies in a second. That is, get at least 3 points ahead of second by December. The reason why is the more points you are ahead by December, the more time you have to focus your energy on cups. Maybe that's Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Now, personally, I think that might be the Carabao Cup. And if you want to know why, I've opened Haaland's transfer market here. And if you scroll through this, you'll notice something. He's won the English League, he's won the FA Cup, and he's won the Community Shield. Now, why is that important? Erling Haaland is the breadwinner for Manchester City. He sells so many shirts. He is the icon for the Manchester City fans. He is the star player. Get Erling Haaland to complete English football. In my opinion, you can easily spin that in a way that is gonna just push more sales. You can spin that in a way that will make Haaland seem greater. He's completed English football. He's done this, he's done that, and you can put all the records on a list. So in my opinion, the Carabao Cup is one of the things that Man City should go for, merely for a marketizing standpoint. Like, if you think about football as a business for a moment, how do you make Erling Haaland an even better product? That is by giving him more records. Completing English football is a record in that sense, which is why, in my opinion, we should be going for the Carabao Cup if we survive against Spurs in these early stages, because Pep will be playing the kids in the early stages of the Carabao Cup, because our squad is lacking a bit of depth for all competitions. Now, let's get maybe into that depth that we might be lacking. It's obviously in this midfield area, and a striker. I don't really know if we need a striker, if I'm being honest. I've been saying this since like late July, early August, something like that. Just play Matheus Nunes as a striker. He bags goals. He's not as good, but I think he'll bag goals. Wait for forgetting. Oscar Bob comes back in January. They're saying he comes back in December. I personally want Oscar Bob to wait until January to come back. So when we talk as Man City fans about we are scrambling for players right now, or for attacking players, I simply don't think that's true. What I do think is true is that we don't really have a pure 6. We have Kovacic, who I consider to be an 8 who can defend very well, and we have Gundogan, who I consider to be an 8 who can defend very well. Like, sure, they can both do a job, but we don't have a pure 6 right now. Which is why for Manchester City, I look at get 3 points ahead of the rest of the league. Try to go for the Carabao Cup, Premier League, and Champions League. But calm down. First, you need the players, the depth to be able to accomplish that. And yeah, thank you, Wim. I'll upload that immediately after this stream. Sorry, that's my fault. I thought I had uploaded that already. Yeah, I'll fix that immediately after this stream. I'll do that then. Yeah, thank you for telling me. Let me just check. Did I really not? Because I made the schedule. I made the schedule though. Did I really not upload that? That's pretty stupid on my part. I can't lie. Yeah, I didn't upload it. I made the schedule, but I didn't upload it. Yeah, I'll do that immediately after the stream. My apologies. But what was I saying? For Man City, currently, we need to bring in one player. Only one. It's not panic mode. But we need to bring in at least one player, maybe 2. And we'll talk about Kyle Walker in a bit, by the way. Where is Kyle Walker, by the way? I don't see him immediately on here. Unless I'm blind. Here he is. The player that I would want at Manchester City is Zubimendi or a player like him. Zubimendi, is that how you spell it? So why would I like Zubimendi or a player like him? So when I say a player like him, I'm talking about maybe Bruno Guimaraes. That type of player who we can get at the club who would want to come if we pay their release clause. And it's not only affordable, but can do the job that we need them to do. Currently, Manchester City, without Rodri, are getting results. Second half of the season, we will be going to the Emirates. We will be going to Anfield. Suddenly, are you going to be able to get results there in big games without a proper 6? I personally doubt it, which is why I'm really looking at getting a Zubimendi. And even if you think about it long term, Zubimendi can be a very good player for Manchester City on long term. He is Spanish, he plays similarly to, what is his name, Rodri. He is very similar in that regard. So Zubimendi, I think, just makes sense. Tomorrow, Italy, Belgium, we will be there, of course, for the watch-along. First watch-along in, I don't know how many days, we've been waiting for quite a while. But in my opinion, I think Zubimendi makes a lot of sense to sign him. So that's the player that I'm really looking at. So far, the to-do list for Manchester City is 1. Sign Zubimendi. We need to sign Zubimendi, in my humble opinion. 2. We don't sign a player like Rishi. Rosa. Come on. We have both watched that game. You were there and in the watch along. I remember it. You told me, man, this Rishi guy is shit. You were there. We watched that game. He's not the guy. So for Rishi, no, just no. Because here is the thing, yeah. He may look good in Serie A, but when you apply all those things into Premier League football, he's just another Calvin Phillips. Too slow, too baggy, all of that. So, absolutely not. I don't want a player like Rishi in Manchester City's squad. I mean, here's the thing where you misunderstand, Rosa. Depending on the position, one game is enough. If you see a right winger, one game can be enough to know that he is a proper baller. And I'll tell you why. If a right winger ball comes into them, well, just any winger, I'm taking a right winger as an example here. Ball comes into them, perfect control, perfect first touch, great passing, and all of that. They are very technical on the ball, they've got a bit of pace on them. You don't need to watch many games of that player to know that they have a high technical ability. One game will show that. Of course, you will have board games, so you can't really say, okay, this right winger, or just winger in general, is shit because I watched one game of them. But what you can say is, no, I watched this guy, and his sack is through the fucking roof. I don't think that it's... I think for a player like Richie, we have seen his exact skill set. It's passing the ball, it's defending, and it's deep balls forwards. Now that sounds great. That is just like Rodri. Until you realize that Rodri does all of these things at 10 times the level. So, yeah, I've only seen one game of Richie. That is true. And I don't know how many you have watched yet. But he is simply too slow. I don't know how else to say it. He is simply not quick enough. His passing is not quick enough. He is not efficient enough. He takes too long in transition. He is physically too slow. He is not as quick as Rodri. Rodri has a decent engine on him. So for Richie, no, it doesn't matter if I've seen 20 games of him, or 50 million games of him, or just that one singular game. I don't think Richie is at that level. And I mean, you're free to disagree, of course. I assume you've watched more of Richie since you're saying that I've only watched one game of him. Which is true, I've only watched one game of him. I assume you've watched more since you're saying that. And you're free to disagree. But I just want to say, Rosa, be very careful in trying to translate Serie A players into Premier League players. Because in Serie A, everything is so much slower. So even players with decent tech, decent defending and all of that will look great in Serie A, even if they're not that quick. I get where you're coming from, yeah, Rosa. I get where you're coming from. I've only seen one game. But in that one game, I saw everything that Richie has to offer. I saw Calvin Phillips 2.0. To be fair, he's better than Calvin Phillips. But I didn't see anything that screamed to me, we need this guy. I simply don't think we do. I simply don't think that he is necessary. So, for Man City, I would absolutely not take Richie. Wow, look at this delusion. Look at this delusion, by the way. I opened Twitter quickly because I wanted to go to my next talking point. Yikes. I'm just gonna mute this account. You know how some accounts are just that stupid that you have to mute them? Like you actually can't respect some people. Some people are just too stupid to be deserving of your respect. So, yeah, that account is getting muted. What the fuck? Imagine being that dumb, bro. I can't tell if Arsenal fans are actually the dumbest people on earth, or if they're just trying to take the piss. But, where is it? It should be in here somewhere. I mean, this is interesting to look at too. We'll open this somewhere else. But, let's see here. Where did I put it? Won't cry about it. Here, there we go. Took a while to look for it. And let's open this as well. This is interesting to look at. This has nothing to do with the subject of the stream, but it's just interesting to look at. So, for Manchester City, we have our to-do list so far. Play like how we have been playing, but more Foden. That is it so far. Plus get Zubimendi. And this. Now this is what I'm very adamant. You can count if you want, but these are 29 major trophies for Manchester City, 30 for Arsenal. So, Manchester City and Arsenal have only one major trophy that separates them. One major trophy that separates. Do you know how insane that is? Because if you go back here to, let's say, 2005. Let's go back to 2005 here. Arsenal is on 26 major trophies. And Man City is on what? 9? Yeah, 9. That is ridiculous. There was a gap of 15 major trophies between these two teams all the way in 2010. Only 14 years ago, the gap was 15 major trophies. Now the gap is 1 major trophy. Although if you go back to 1976, by the way, or even 1970, go back to 1976. If you go back to 1976, and this is important, you will see that Man City is actually on 9 major trophies, and Arsenal is on like 12. So there's only a 3 trophy difference. I don't think people understand that Arsenal wasn't really that massive before the Premier League era when compared to clubs like City. But that's I'm very much so besides the point now, aren't I? That is not at all the point. Why do I bring this up? Imagine Manchester City win Carabao Cup and Premier League this year. Carabao Cup takes Manchester City to 30. Premier League takes Manchester City to 31. Manchester City would have won more major trophies than Arsenal. If you win 2 trophies this season, if you win 3, like a treble, let's say domestic treble, I'm not saying that we should, I'm just saying if we do, we're 2 ahead of Arsenal. Manchester City has the chance right now to surpass Arsenal. And that is something that I'm very excited about that prospect. That's a good question, Rosa. So, what I want Manchester City to do is, again, Carabao Cup, as I said, from a tactical from like a marketing standpoint, Premier League and Champions League from a fan standpoint. A second Champions League gets us level with Chelsea, so then they have literally nothing where they can talk to us about. Not a league title, because I want to prolong this run of league titles that we have as long as possible. Currently we are at 4. Why not 5? Why not 6? Why not 7? Right? So that's why I want to prolong this run. But that's a really good question here, Rosa. But what we need is 2 major trophies. Champions League, Premier League, Carabao Cup. Don't get which it is. I prefer Premier League and Champions League though. I mean, go on and win the quadruple, I suppose. But if we do that, we surpass Arsenal in major trophies won. Which is, I think, quite a major accomplishment. And here is the question, I suppose. Here is the question. Is Manchester City a bigger football club than Arsenal if Man City does surpass Arsenal there? Now, we'll look at this for a bit. I'll keep it open over here. We won't talk about it too much. It's not really that relevant. As I answered Rosa's question. Cole Palmer is not someone I'm desperate for. We've got Echeverri coming in. We've got the prospect of potentially signing Wirtz or Musiala. So I'm not desperate for Cole Palmer to return. But I would love it. I would really love Cole Palmer to come back. If you told me right now 100 million in January and Cole Palmer is back at City, 60 million in January and you get Zubimendi, so 160 million for both in January, I am biting your hand off at that prospect. So, yes, but I'm not desperate for him. I'm desperate in the sense that I want him to come back to Man City. I think Man City is where he really belongs. I'm not desperate in the sense of, oh, we need this guy, he will fix us. He will be just another De Bruyne in our system. Like, not to say that De Bruyne is not a big deal, but I think a lot of people underestimate how good you can look in a system that is built around you compared to what you actually are. So Cole Palmer, love him, really want him back on a sentimental standpoint, and I think he will be great. I think he will be great for us. But the system will not be built around him, and he will not look so good for Man City as he would for Chelsea. He still will be great, but I doubt he wants to come back to Man City. That's maybe where the problem lies. I doubt he comes back to Man City. So, if you give me 160 million, yeah, 60 million for Zubimendi, 100 million for Cole, absolutely, I'm doing it. It's just not likely. I don't think it's ever happening, Rosa, so I'd love him to come back, just won't happen. Now, I did say I'd talk about Kyle Walker here. I don't need this tactical pad to talk about him. Let's just do it like this. There you go. That's the wrong thing. Yeah, you can see the last game I did here. The last watch along I did. Sociedad against Atletico Madrid. That was a rather boring game if I'm being honest. Anyhow, besides the point. Kyle Walker is a bit of a mixed bag, isn't he? But recently we've seen Kyle Walker play as a defensive, like a centre back, as just a centre back. And he stepped up a bit. Not really defensive midfielder, but he did step up quite a bit. I don't know if that's circumstance of the game or if that's what Pep wanted him to do. But he played as a centre back. That is the important part. And he looked decent. A lot of people are giving Kyle Walker shit because he got beaten in a race against Traore. Sorry? Traore is the fastest player in the Premier League. Literally any defender loses in a race against Traore. So that doesn't make sense to me. You can criticize Kyle Walker all you want, yeah? I've said some pretty horrendous stuff about Kyle Walker so far this season. I don't think you can criticize him for getting beaten in a foot race against the fastest player in the Premier League. Like come on, that's stupid. That's really stupid. Just look at Traore, bro. That guy will knock you out. He is tall, he is strong, and he is fast. So, Kyle Walker, when you actually look at how he played at centre back, he was fine. So when we then look at Kyle Walker being fine at that centre back role, I'm looking at maybe don't bin off Kyle Walker yet. Just maybe. But then he would play as a centre back. I suppose Akanji can then play as a right back, but maybe you would like some extra depth on that right back area anyways. I'm not quite sure, which is why it's difficult to talk about Kyle Walker. Now, I do kind of hope that Kyle Walker has a redemption here, that he doesn't just go down to, that he doesn't go down to Schmeichel routes that Schmeichel did with Man United, of course, celebrating in front of the Man United fans when City scored the dagger, and now Schmeichel is sad that he's not loved anymore by the Mank fans. It's a very sad story, really. But too bad for Schmeichel. Shouldn't have celebrated. Actually, should have. Welcome to the good part of Manchester, Schmeichel. You played for the shitty side. and the good side at the end of your career. You can be proud about that. Anyhow, maybe one last thing here to do before I end this stream, because how long have I been live? I do have to upload my schedule after this, so let's see, how long have I been live? I've been live for 30 minutes, that's decent I think. I think that's decent, I've been live for about 30 minutes. So like and subscribe if you haven't already, of course, and then we're off. So let's see here, there we go. What I wanted to do is open line up Boulder. Now I prefer to do I prefer to flip these plates. This is autism, but I really don't like the way it looks like that. And I'll take a 4. What will I take? I'll take a 4. I think I'll do 4, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Yeah, like that. That makes sense for Man City, and we don't need that. And this is what I would do if I had all the money into Wordle. So Ederson, obviously. And I've done this before. Just to figure out how it would work. But just give me a moment to set this up. So Rico Lewis, I mean, our centre backs are pretty obvious. It's gonna be Akanji and Ruben Diaz. They've been great for the last 2 seasons. Why change them? They do their job. So to Ruben Diaz and Akanji, why change? Guardiola, of course, is the left back. Again, why change that? We'll come back to this. Obviously, we'll have Haaland as our striker. There you go. We'll have Savinho on the left, and then on the right we'll have Oscar Bob. And as you can see, I'm just skipping midfield right now. I'll get back to that. But here is the thing that I'm thinking about right now, yeah? This is what I'm thinking. So, who are our players off the bench? Do we have 2 different starting 11s that are both great? Here is my potential answer to that. So, we of course have Kyle Walker here coming off the bench with Akanji as a centre back. Isn't that beautiful? Again, Kyle Walker, we'll see how he does in a centre back role here throughout the season. But so far, what I have lined up here is, I mean, 2 completely different back 4s. For every defender, there are 2 in the position. We have 2 great goalkeepers, 2 great left backs, 2 great centre backs, left-sided centre backs. Then Akanji and Kyle Walker is a bit iffy, but I think it's fine. I think it's actually fine. So, yeah, I think I'll go with... I really want to see more of Kyle Walker in that centre-back role. It's premature to say, but if Walker can continue performing like that as a centre-back, then I am completely fine with Kyle Walker being our right-sided centre-back backup. Not starting, backup. But Ruben Diaz would have to be the captain for me, so I don't know if I can actually select a captain here. Oh, I can! That's beautiful. Ruben, there you go, you're captain now. Congratulations on the promotion, Ruben. But this is what I'm thinking. Now, we don't have a right back. I had a great idea because I thought about this before for the right back. Now, I forgot his name. Great start, isn't it? I forgot his name, but it's some guy who plays at Leipzig, and I've watched a lot of Leipzig. I watched some of Leipzig. I won't say I've watched a lot, but he won 2 cups with Leipzig. He's been a really good right back for them. I can never remember his name. Kloosterman, there you go. I know it's something with a K. Yeah, Kloosterman. Seemed like a really good idea to me as a right back. And here was my idea. Kloosterman is getting older. He's like 26, I believe. I checked his stats. I checked everything about him. He's 28, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, he's 28. He's won 2 cups with with Leipzig. and a Super Cup. He's never won a league title. What I was personally thinking is, we bring this guy in, and we have him play these less important games, because I think he is actually decent. Here it says his position is a centre back, but he actually plays more as a right back than as a centre back. So, like, if you go check his games, he actually plays more as a right back than as a centre back. Okay, he's played 3 games as centre back. Let's just do overall balance. But in recent time, yeah, he has played more as a right back than as a centre back. So this guy is a right back who you can play as a centre back. Diverse, which Pep likes. I've watched him play football. He's a decent guy. He's comfy on the ball, and he can defend in high lines. That's very important. He is used to defending in high lines, and he is used to defending against counterattacks. So this guy, for me, just seems like the right guy to bring in here as that right back option for Rico Lewis. You guys can tell me about that all, as you like, but let me actually just do this quickly. And then if we get him, and I'm saying this is for January, right? We get him in January. Let's say we get him in January, right? Then there you go. That is an entire back four. So that's an entire defense even that you can rotate just like that. Voila. Every game, new back four. Oh, you want better than that, by the way? You want even more rotation, yeah? You want more rotation because you're a little greedy guy. You can have, sure, Doku and Grealish coming off the bench, with Savio and Oscar Bob starting. I mean, that's quite ridiculous. Oh, we don't have a backup for Haaland. Do we not? Do we not? I have said it all season long. Play him as a striker, please. I think he can do it. I don't think he can be as good as Haaland, but he can play as a striker in my opinion. And then, if we look at the rest of the squad, we of course have De Bruyne now back from injury, but he might relapse. So actually, I won't even start De Bruyne. I'll do Foden here. I'll do Foden with De Bruyne on the bench because old man stuff, isn't it? So that's what I'll do. Then we have Kovacic as a defensive midfielder with Zubimendi on the bench, or the other way around. Like I assume if Zubimendi does come, you have about equal minutes here between the two of them. And then Gundogan and Bernardo Silva. So there you go. And now you have a player in every single... by the way, I just want to check what this does. There you go. I just want to check what this does. Because I swear to God it doesn't actually do anything. It's taking a while to load. But anyhow, you can literally play 2 different 11s and you still have a good squad. With a Rodri injury in there. I mean, that's ridiculous. And all we have to do is buy Zubimendi and Klosterman. Zubimendi and Klosterman are the only players we have to sign, and then this is done. You can have even extra depth if you sign back, what is his name? Cole Palmer. Echeverri is coming in. I don't think Cole Palmer is happening, by the way. I'm just entertaining that idea for now. You can have Echeverri coming back and all of that, yeah? So when you look at this to-do list for Man City, I think the to-do list is get Klosterman or a defender similar to him, get Zubimendi, and again, this is the screen I want. That is the to-do list. I want a Premier League title, I want a Champions League title, if possible a Carabao Cup title as well for the Haaland marketing stuff, nothing really on the pitch about it, but for the marketing stuff about Haaland, I want that to get a backup title as well. Because it is our trophy at the end of the day, yeah? But that is the end of the day here. I've been live for quite a bit. I've enjoyed this. I'm not very good at this. I'll have to get better at these sorts of streams. Again, this is not what I usually do. Usually when I'm streaming, I'm like doing a watch long. We have something to talk about, right? This is a bit different, but I'll try to do this once a week, and I'll see if it catches on or not. If I don't get any views on this, then whatever, that stream, nobody cares, right? And then I stop doing it. But if it does catch on, then I'll keep doing it. So we'll see. Thank you guys for watching to the end. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. I think it's the same two guys who have been watching all stream long though, so thank you. But we'll have to call it quits today because it is actually quite late. Now tomorrow, good news, tomorrow, I do not have to go to university. You know what that means? It means that tomorrow I can fucking sleep. That's what it means. But it also means that I can spend all day doing YouTube stuff. Catching up on some lost hours, I suppose. And try to figure out a new schedule for the YouTube and all of that because, well, I only go to uni in like the mornings, but I always recorded my videos in the morning, so it's been very difficult to get videos released on time because of university and stuff like that, but that's besides the point, yeah? Thank you guys for sticking around to the end. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video, I suppose. Check out some of my older content, I don't know. And I'll see you guys on the next one.